under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meeting's called to order. Commissioners are present. At this time we have a couple service recognition awards. First one is Christine Jones, with 10 years of service for the county. Christine. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Christine.
And the second one is Brenda Landis with 10 years of service. Brenda. Congratulations and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, item number 5.
I make a motion to recess the Commissioners' meeting open salary board.
I'll second that.
By Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 5, recess the Commissioners' open salary board. All in favor?
Aye.
Salary board. Okay, let's see. Okay, item number 3.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 24th salary board meeting.
I'll second it, but it's not to approve, there's corrections.
Okay, what are the corrections?
The first motion to create a full-time probation collections compliance and enforcement officer. Commissioner Warren made a motion, there was no second. I withdrew that motion, it wasn't tabled. The next motion was, I made a motion to table that motion. Treasurer Miller seconded that. And that went through as a tabled motion.
Okay, are there any other corrections?
And can we just change the spelling of Jeffrey? It's E-R-Y for Jeffrey Tyler.
Okay. Okay. You amend your motion with those changes?
I do.
Okay. Okay, any other questions relating to the minutes? All in favor? Aye. Oh, I oppose, or not oppose, abstain, that's right.
Nice.
I wasn't here. All right, item 4.
Where?
I'll make a motion, create item number 4.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Hall, second by Commissioner Warren to create the union full-time position of the prison maintenance electrical and high-vac technician, range 17, 14, 52 an hour, 40 hours a week, 6 months probation, benefits according to the government mandated requirements, effective March 9th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
I make a motion
Good.
to create the new temporary full-time non-union position of First Deputy Tax Claim Director.
Second.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to create the new temporary full-time non-union position of First Deputy Tax Claim Director at a salary of $35,373.60 per year, 40 hours per week, benefits according to government mandates. This position will be eliminated on May 25th, 2016 per the recommendation of Jason Miller, Tax Claim Director. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6.
I'll make this motion again to create the union full-time position of probation, collections, compliance, and enforcement officer. But I'd like to know what range 11 is.
10 and a quarter, I believe.
I can go grab a range sheet.
The public doesn't know what range 11
1025.
Can we have that added, 1025, please?
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second.
A motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Treasurer Miller, create the union full-time position of probation, collections, compliance, and enforcement officer, range 11. Be 40 hours per week, 6 months probation, for the recommendation of Jeffrey Shoemaker, Chief Probation Officer, and Jason Lake, President Judge. Questions or comments? Yes,
What's the salary?
it's $10.25 an hour. All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 7.
Make a motion to approve item number 7 is listed on your agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 7 on the agenda to increase the salary of Jeff Shoemaker, Chief Probation Officer, by $5,000 effective March 17th through additional added duties related to collections and supervision for the recommendation of the Jason Legg, President Judge. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
No.
Oh. Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Any public comment on the salary board?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a question. 2 weeks ago we were here and the creation of the probation collections compliance enforcement officer failed to get a second. What's changed in the past 2 weeks with Treasurer Miller and Commissioner Arnold?
Well, I was the one that seconded it, so I'm here. That's different from 2 weeks ago. The issue here is simply this, we have collections we do in this county that are done for several different areas that deal with people that are on probation, domestic relations, and all different areas. The judge who has the overseeance of this realizes that in the past several years, we've had several problems with this and we're not collecting. And we have several warrants in different areas that are become stale and several warrants that haven't been issued. So it's the judge's recommendation as to how to fix this. This is his department. Now, I'm open to anybody that's got a better idea, but nobody's got a better idea, and it's the judge's responsibility. So we either take care of the victims and the taxpayers, or we don't. So that's why this is getting moved forward. Any other public comment? Yes.
It's not directly about today's salary board meeting, but might involve salaries in the future for the county. Is that an appropriate question for now, or?
What is that? I'm sorry.
The question I have doesn't relate to this specific agenda, but it might relate to. Well, the question is this: in light of the fact that Governor Wolf has signed a bill upping the state minimum wage, I believe it's at $10.50, which would be the highest in the country for state workers. Does that affect this county, and if it does, in what way?
Well, and I understand that someone feels they have dictator rights and can sign an executive order like the president does now, and everybody just has to fall on the sword and take it. At this point, we do not know what effects that's going to have on the county, if it's just state employees or if it's going to be anybody that's tied to the state that receives state funds or deals with the state. And that's what we're trying to get an answer on right now. If it's tied to all organizations that deal with the state or that receive state funding, then it's going to affect everybody in this community, as far as your schools, your agencies here, the courthouse. We receive state funding, children and youth, domestic relations, all different agencies here do. So yes, it would have a huge impact on the taxpayers here, and the taxpayers would have to probably pony up in the fall and pay more taxes to take care of it.
So we probably have a lot of those people in the courthouse right now.
Well, we have several positions, and I don't think it's thousands. We probably have at least a handful or 2 handfuls of people that are below that $10.50 rate. And but what the issue will be is all of our union contracts have a Me Too clause in it. So if we arbitrarily take everybody and move them up $2.50, then the union contract requires everybody to move up $2.50.
None of that could be covered by the impact fee, which will probably disappear the rate.
Well, the impact fee, I would suspect we're probably going to get slim to none this year, and next year you'll probably get none because there's only 1 rig left in the county, and they're not doing very much. So, the impact fee is going away. Nobody's realizing that, but it's going to be gone. Any other public comment? Okay, can I have a motion to close the salary board?
You need a motion to approve the minutes of the February 10th. It's not on the agenda.
Wait a minute, I got one other thing too. While we're on the salary board, I'm also looking for a motion to create We have a position right now that falls under the jail. It's the community corrections officer. The judge would like to move that from being under the jail to move over to underneath the probation department where it can be more effective and have more authority. So the judge has asked for that position to be moved, so I'm looking for a motion today to create an additional full-time union position of probation officer at hourly rate of $23.14 per hour, minimum 40 hours a week according to the benefits of the government mandates, per the recommendation of Jeff Shoemaker and Chief Probation Officer, President Judge Jason Legg, effective March 9th. And so-
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Treasurer Miller. Any other questions on this? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Now we need a motion to eliminate, because we just created that position, now we need a motion to eliminate the full-time non-union position of Community Corrections Officer effective March 9, 2016, per the recommendation of Jeff Shoemaker, Chief of Probation, and the President Judge Jason Legg, effective March 9.
I'll make a motion to eliminate that.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to eliminate that position. Questions or comments? All in favor? Oh, Bruce, go
Is
ahead.
there any of that, is any of that in the agenda, or, and
It's not in the agenda. It's something I just brought this morning. It was something that was left off by accident.
it will be in the minutes?
It will be in the minutes, yes. And basically, all it is moving the position from under one department under the other department so that it can be more effective and they can have the authority they need to turn people upside down, shake them, get the money out of them, and make it work.
Could you add that that's not the starting salary, that that's a trans? it's
Right,
gonna be a
this is not a
transfer?
starting salary for that position. That is it's gonna be a transfer. That's why that salary's at that level. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're done with this. We are now ready to close this. Can I have a motion? Oh,
Still need to approve the February 10th minutes.
February 10th minutes.
It's you and Betsy Ellis.
Oh, that's right. I also need a motion to approve the February 10th, 2016 salary board minutes. And I will make a motion to do that.
I second.
Any questions on the minutes from the February 10th meeting? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
And one abstention.
Could I also ask, Chairman, if we could add that Court Administrator Kathy Hawley is a proxy voting for President Judge
Yes.
Legg? Thank you.
All right. Can I have a motion now to adjourn from the salary board?
I make a motion to close the salary board meeting and return to the commissioners meeting.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Treasurer Miller to close the salary board, return to the commissioners meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye, so carried. Treasurer and court, if you want to leave, I'm more than welcome to do so. If not, you can stay. Okay, we're now back to the commissioners meeting, item number 6. Approve the minutes of the February 10th, 2016 commissioners meeting.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
And I will second that one.
You can't, you weren't here.
10th I was.
Oh, the 10th? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Next one I can't.
All right.
Questions or comments on the February 10th one? All in favor? Aye.
Abstain.
One abstention. Item 7, approve the minutes of the February 24th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve a correction. I think it's the bottom of the first page. It says Commissioner Warren acknowledged the hiring of William Urbanski, Kingston, blah, 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 whatever. And per the recommendation of District Attorney Robert Klein, meeting went into an executive session. And then the motion was made after that. Am I correct? Or am I incorrect? Okay. I'd like to approve the minutes with that correction.
Commissioner Arnold, do you agree with that correction?
Yes, I second that.
Okay, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 8. I abstain on that one because I wasn't here.
I make a motion to ratify and approve the following cash disbursement journal and general expenses.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren. Approve item 8, ratify and approve the cash disbursements, electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
I make a motion to approve, to ratify or approve the seminar requests listed on your agenda with the following corrections or additions. Tara Kennedy, Veterans Affairs, Brian James needs to be corrected. His name is spelled incorrectly. The one above that, Paul Johnson and Robert Thatcher from EMA are going to Stroudsburg for that seminar. And Lisa Bale's going to Wilkes-Barre. I'd like Wilkes-Barre spelled correctly, please.
I'll second that. Any other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10.
I make a motion to approve item 10 as listed on your agenda.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve item 10 on the agenda, to approve the hiring of Matthew J. Lewis of Logan Station to the open part-time position of corrections officer. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 11.
Make a motion to approve item number 11 as listed on your agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 11 on the agenda, ratify and acknowledge the termination of Courtney Canfield from Domestic Relations effective February 26th, per the recommendation of Ray Bell Taylor, Director of Domestic Relations, and Judge Jason Light. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 12.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 12 as listed on your agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 12 on the agenda, to ratify and acknowledge the termination of Erica Johnson, District Attorney
It's District Attorney's Office.
Office, effective close of business March 3rd, 2016, per the recommendation of Robert Klein, District Attorney. Questions or comments? Yes?
So Erica Johnson's not a district attorney?
No.
Who
No.
is
She
she?
works in the District Attorney's Office. She was the Victim Witness Coordinator.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 13.
I make a motion to approve item number 13 as listed on your agenda.
And I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 13 on the agenda, to approve the transfer of Cynthia Moliniak to the temporary full-time non-union position of First Deputy Tax Claim, salary of $35,373.60 per the recommendation of Jason Miller. The position will be eliminated May 25th. Any questions or comments? Yes.
Could you just explain a little bit about that?
Okay, what's happening is, and of course, we need to make that motion too, is to accept her resignation. She is resigning, she's retiring, effective May 25th. So what we're doing is the treasurer has already selected who he wants to move into the first deputy's position. He has his 1620 rights and has the right to do that, so he's moving, going to take and move this person into a temporary position that expires, so he can then take and post, and I said that wrong, he hasn't selected his first deputy, he's selected who he's moving into this temporary position. He's moving this person that's retiring into the temporary position so that he can then post the full-time position, so that he can take and hire that individual before this person leaves.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would, and we do have that letter, so before we go any farther, I'd like to make a motion to accept Cynthia's letter of retirement effective May 25th, 2016, with regret. She's an excellent employee, hate to see her leave, but she is retiring. So I will make that motion to accept that letter of resignation.
I'll second it.
Any other questions or comments on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item 14.
I make a motion to sign the print management agreement and lease with Eastern Management Print Network.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve the print management agreement and lease with Eastern Management Print Network, Endicott, New York, for a term of 60 months and the amount of $130.32 per month. This is for the network copier that we have in their office. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Item 15.
I make a motion to appoint the following to the Susquehanna County Tick-Borne Diseases Task Force immediately through March 9th, 2017.
I'll second that. Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Hall to approve the listed appointees to the Tick-Borne Disease Task Force. Questions or comments?
I have.
Yes.
I have a question. I understand the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the list, but what does an advocate do to prevent Lyme disease?
The advocate are people that either have it themselves or they have a child or a spouse, a family member, so they're very involved in, they know a lot about it, they're very involved, and they're working to try to, find solutions.
But what is it they're gonna do on the task force?
They'll probably be the ones when we have, like, we had a table down at Dairy Day or Ag Day on Friday, and two of these women on the list manned the table and handed out literature and information. Okay, so they're probably the worker bees, the people that will actually be doing, helping and working.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All in favor?
I have some questions. I want to know how many people are going to be on this task force. I would like to set a number. Is it going to be an unlimited amount of people that are just, is this it? I would like to see, I would like to see these people that it says advocate, whether they're a caregiver or spouse, mother, whatever, of somebody as opposed to just an advocate, or that they themselves. I'd like to see that there's people from, DCNR, we don't have DCNR here, but the Conservation District, NRCS, people that go out in the field all the time. I'd like to see a veterinarian. I'd like to see somebody from the Department of Health that's in our county. These names were given, and I don't understand why the county government is on. I understand that a representative and the communicator between the task force and the commissioners and the county.
Okay.
So can we set this between 12 to 15?
I'm talking to 2 different veterinarians right here in our community. They haven't gotten back to me with an answer yet. And I have a forensic scientist that we've been talking to. She'd like to attend one of our meetings and see what we've got going, and she may be interested in doing public speaking. I'm looking for people that are willing to educate and do public speaking. I think it's important to inform the public and get into the schools and have some forums. So I am working on the vet and the forensic scientist.
Maybe we can look at trying to get somebody from NRCS, like Ayin, whatever his name is.
Okay.
And somebody from the Department of Health.
Okay.
And, I would make the motion to include that the number of board members or committee members will be between 12 to 15. Are you okay with that?
Fine.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 16.
I'll make a motion to sign the lease between Susquehanna County and Susquehanna County Interfaith for a minimum of 6 months at a monthly cost of $1,800 a month, plus electric. Do we have that address?
No, I don't.
Just,
It's the Interfaith Building on Public Ave.
can we include that address,
Yeah.
please?
Okay, I'll second that. I have a motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to sign the lease between Susquehanna County and Susquehanna County Interfaith for a minimum of 6 months at a cost of $1,800 per month plus electric. And basically what this is for is to rent space so we can move our historical records while historical records is getting renovated. And that way the public will still have access to the records.
And assessment
And
as well, right?
assessment, and assessment as well. Any other questions or comments on this? Yes, Bruce?
I'd like to revisit that $10.50 an hour. We have 3 commissioners and a treasurer.
Can we finish this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
okay.
apologize.
I'm not the public comment. Give me 1 minute, we'll be there for you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we have one more motion we need to make in regards to what we just did a moment ago. Need a motion to transfer Nicholas Caniglaro into the position of probation officer per the recommendation of Jeffrey Shoemaker, Chief of Probation, and President Judge Jason Legg, effective March 9, 2016. The starting rate is $23.14 as a result of a transfer and is not a new starting position hourly rate. So will someone make that motion?
I'll make that motion. Could we get rid of just the hour, get rid of the starting where it says the starting, just the hourly rate
Right,
is
shouldn't-
due to a transfer?
All right.
I second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve that. Questions or comments on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Bruce, I'm sorry, please.
I'll start again, and I apologize for interrupting.
No, that's fine.
I'd like to revisit that $10.50 an hour, I believe it's $10.50, executive order by the governor.
Yes, that's what it was.
And I would like to ask each one of the commissioners, and we have our treasurer here, whether they're in favor of that executive order. Commissioner Warren, are you in favor of it?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think that it's going to be a burden to, I mean, I know right now it's for state employees or if you're under government, state contracts. But once that changes for everybody, that's gonna be a burden to small business.
Commissioner Hall?
Well, first of all, I'm not in favor of the governor having any powers, of executive powers to make any kinds of rules like that. That's what we have legislators for, and everything has a process. So I'm totally against it because I think what he did is illegal and unconstitutional. So that's the first problem with it. Am I in favor of a fair wage? Yes, I am. But I'm also in favor of, we have a lot of small businesses, ice cream stands and other places that use high school students and part-time people that can't afford to pay $10.50 an hour or they're going to be out of business. So I'm totally against what he's doing, and I just can't believe that our government, the people, will stand by and let him just write an executive order and do this.
I agree with Commissioners Hall and Warren, same thing.
Treasurer Miller?
I'm in the same boat, Bruce. I think it's gonna hurt a lot of the small mom and pop businesses because they're not gonna be able to afford the $10.50 an hour. I agree with Alan's comments with regards to the executive order. I think more discussion should have been had with our legislators and a sound decision made instead of our governor just deciding to do what he wants to do. But I think in the grand scheme of things, yes, it's gonna be good to some point, but it's gonna hurt a lot of the smaller
So
businesses.
my follow-up question to the commissioners and the treasurer is, would the commissioners be amenable to discussing this issue with the commissioners of Bradford County, Wyoming County, Wayne County, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and just say no?
Well, we're absolutely, actually, CCAP's meeting's next week, where all the county commissioners come together. And we do have a District 7 meeting down there, which we're a part of. There's several northern counties that are part of this District 7. And that is definitely a subject that's going to be discussed at this meeting as to how we can push back on this and try and be effective. But absolutely, I mean, listen, I realize everybody thinks that, you know, if you work for the county, you know, we have a lot of positions that start below $10 an hour. And, you know, and I understand that, and a lot of people say, listen, you know, it's not fair, it's not a livable wage. But, you know, you can't have both ends of it. You can't eat the whole pie. You can't have the whole thing. You can't make, you know, $50,000 a year at a starting rate and then also have all the benefits that we have. I mean, if we have a person here that's on a family plan for medical, it's costing the county almost $18,000 a year just for their medical plan. Now you throw on top of that their pension plan. You know, they've got almost $30,000 just in benefits before you even talk about their salary. You know, so yeah, we could, and you know, part of the issue's been that they've looked at is, and it's okay for small business because what they do is they do away with their pension programs. There's very few companies in the world anymore that have pension programs like government agencies. they've done away with them. If you want to be in a pension, you get a 401k, and you might get some matching, or you may not. So government doesn't have that luxury. We're mandated by the county code as to what we offer and how it works. So we have this program. You know, the state has the same program. But, you know, you have the same issue there. You got a pension fund that's in a crisis mode. Of course, it had nothing to do with the legislators back in, I think it was in the mid-90s. You know, took the pension fund and didn't put any money into it, the governor and the legislators. Didn't have anything to do, I'm sure, with the legislators decided to go give themselves a kick in the pension too when they did the multiplier on it and gave the regular workers a 2.5% increase, but gave the legislators a 3% increase. So, I mean, it's just unbelievable what's happening in Harrisburg that's driving all this, that everything gets pushed back to the local level. Here, now you guys got to do this. Well, it's okay to push mandates and regulations, but where's the funding to come with them? There isn't any. You know, our children and youth organization right now is probably 40 to 50% busier than it was 2 years ago because of additional mandates and regulations that came down. Now, luckily, you know, we've got a good crew over there. They're working hard, and they're handling it, but barely handling it. A lot of other counties have had to hire a lot of people in their children and youth departments to handle all the additional mandates that came down, and there was no funding to come with it. So it's very disheartening that, you know, the governor can think that it's a great thing just to sign an executive order, that he has that dictator right to and tell everybody in the state, I'm the governor and you're going to do what I want you to do. I disagree with it. I think it's a, you know, a very bad move on his part, very bad move on the legislators to even, you know, not challenge him at this point to stop it. And hopefully they are.
So at the next meeting, I assume you'll come back with a report from meeting with the other on this topic?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Yes.
On February 24th, the meeting in this courthouse took place, and Craig Stevens, I don't know what organization he belongs to, Clean Air, Clean Water, whatever, gave a report about the fact that there was a court mandate that the trees in the mill would be taken down, and it was for the satisfaction of a pipeline to nowhere. Because once the pipeline reached the New York State border, there was nothing happening on the other side. But the people in New Milford who own property, the Hollins, another family, I don't know, their trees, their livelihood was going to be terminated by a lame-brained judge down somewhere in Scranton or wherever to clear the land for something that didn't exist yet. And he made that announcement to the commissioners. On March 1st, thugs hired from outside of the county appeared in New Milford to cut the trees down. Did any of the commissioners go to that? Did you see it? Indeed, give a damn. Because the question is, did you see the United States Marshals fully armed with sidearms and long guns? Did you see the state police there? Did you see the convoy of people cutting down trees while armed thugs are protecting them against unarmed citizens? None of you were there, and you should have been. Some one of you should have been. That's the first thing.
Well, let me respond to that.
No, I'm not finished.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm not finished.
Well,
I have the
understand.
floor.
No.
Excuse me, I have the floor.
No, you made a
No, I
comment.
have the floor. I'm not finished with my comment. You can listen and then you can respond. The fact of the matter is that we're told, and you're gonna tell me now that you can't do anything about what they did. And yes, you're right. But there was never a letter or anything that went to the judge or anybody else to say, look, this is really not right. Could you hold off a little bit? No. You can't monitor the air. You can't monitor the sound levels from these people. You can't monitor the water quality. You can't monitor anything because the gas companies are under lease with homeowners. And yes, we understand that too. It's very interesting. Yet, on February 24th, 2 people were sitting in this audience, and they were from Talisman. And they ended up having a meeting after the meeting behind a closed door with the commissioners. Now, if you can't have any say in the water quality, the air quality, any quality at all, or what they did in New Milford or anything else, what do those people want from us? And why weren't they in public to talk?
Okay, well, thank you for
Now, you
your
may
comments.
respond, sir.
Yes, I will, and thank you for your comments. So let's go back to the trees. Because yes, although everybody thinks that the commissioners should jump up and run and do everything, there are certain things we are limited to as we can do, as you've mentioned. But let's first talk about that. That pipeline was moved 3 times for the Howlands at their request as to where they wanted it located. The Howlands also received more money for those trees than anybody else in the system. And they were agreed to upon that. And third, we talk about this cash crop of this maple syrup, but yet, I would love to see, a business return showing how much money they make off those trees. Because I'm really questioning if that really exists. But here's the bottom line here. A federal judge, it's in court, that's where it sits. The commissioners at that point have no jurisdiction to get involved in a federal business. And as far as the state police and the U.S. Marshals are there, those people are people that live next door to us and live next door to you, that are employees of an organization that are ordered to do their jobs, and they do their jobs. It's not the U.S. Marshals' fault, it's not the state police fault, it's the people at the top that make the decisions. And that's Washington and Harrisburg, and those are the ones that are making these decisions. So, and as far as the deal with Talisman, I wasn't here, I don't even know who Talisman met with. So that I can't answer unless one of you two want to answer that.
Go
I'd
ahead.
like to make comment that I did not meet with Talisman.
Thank you.
Talisman asked for an audience with me, I guess, to introduce themselves to me, and basically they just told me what they're doing in our county. They have 1 rig coming in this summer, they're down to 1 rig as well, and they're just on the west side of our county.
And they could make that
Basically.
announcement in public. They don't have to go behind closed doors, because then it becomes a question of, if you have no authority over them in any manner, shape, or form, and you've just said so, and I agree with you 100%, Chair, then they have to make it their business to appear in front of us. Because all that they're doing is telling us what they're gonna do to us. Not what they're gonna do for us, but what they're gonna do to us. And we at least have a right to know.
Well, listen, I don't disagree that Talisman was in the audience, and their best avenue of approach to this would have been to say something in a public meeting. Why they decided to take and do it behind closed doors is beyond me. Because if they would have asked me, I would have said, make your announcement in a public meeting so people can hear it.
How do we know it was behind closed doors if the doors were closed?
The doors were
No.
closed, we
Because they
came
were
back
in
in.
here, we tried to get in, and we know those 2 folks were in here, we watched it. That's how we know.
All right, okay, I just.
So, again, the other thing I do want to announce that, apparently has not made good enough press here, is we did get an announcement for our area. We received $446,000 of grant money through the Pennsylvania First program. That'll come through the Central Bradford Progress Authority that works for us and through us to go toward the water line project, the infrastructure project to the jail, and help create the new jobs in that area. So that's $446,000 of grant money that's coming to our area on top of other grant money that we've been receiving. We did receive $350,000 to take and help fix the issue with the sewer system in Susquehanna, in the borough of Susquehanna, because it keeps getting flooded. So we are fortunate as commissioners and working with groups down there to bring grant revenue here to try and take care of some of the issues in this county. So, but unfortunately, that's something that really didn't get talked about. Basically the $446,000 is going to leverage nearly $12 million in new investment into our area, as well as creating additional jobs and opportunities for people here also. Anything else?
Could I make a comment?
Yes.
I messed up. I'll do the first treatment. There was no salary board on 210. Maggie,
That's correct.
we didn't, okay. All right, sorry.
Right. All right.
And I'd like the corrections that I asked for at the last meeting to be made on ours, if it can.
Right.
The county of Susquehanna and county spelled correctly in the last motion, and our minutes, please. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn? No.
I don't-
Yes.
This 446,000, is that gonna go towards the water for South Montrose in that area?
Yes, it goes to get the water line into South Montrose.
Well, I see it on TV, that's why.
Right. Right. You got another comment, Bruce?
The commission is aware of any new gas production, any well, you don't know, or there is, or there isn't?
I don't know, man. I didn't even realize, I thought Talisman was totally out of the area. I didn't realize they still had one rig left here.
Well,
The only
it'll
one-
be here this summer. That's what they were letting us know, will be here this summer.
Where is it gonna be?
Over in the Middletown area.
Yeah,
That's near
Talisman
us.
works Middletown,
That's near us.
Little Meadows, Coconut areas.
And what is
the
it
area
they do
they're in.
exactly? Are they drilling, or are they pipelining?
Well, it sounds like if they're bringing a rig in, they're gonna be drilling.
I want to go down memory lane for a second, as long as I have the floor. We were here at the beginning of this gas thing.
Mhm.
And I remember for the first 2 or 3 years, there were 3 guys back there, one from Williams, one from Cabot, one from Chesapeake, and they were watching over their investment.
Mhm.
And everybody seemed to be watching over the investment, except perhaps people in charge in the county. And I know that you don't control the EPA and the DEP, but I would really like to see the commissioners and the people in charge in general, well, that would be the commissioners, to be more of an advocate for the folks who live here. Like the gas industry, hate the gas industry, don't give a you know what about the gas industry. The air quality has changed, the water quality has changed, there are people with problems all over the place. Hell, we're having a test tomorrow, because 3,000 feet away, Cabot is drilling a well. Now, if nothing was wrong, they wouldn't be testing my water, because things are wrong. And I would like to see more active participation to find out, oversee, more of an advocate for the inhabitants of the county, other than, yeah, we're making money off the gas industry, but there are consequences. And some of those consequences may show up in the future. Some people, right in this audience, there are people who are suffering from those consequences right now. And once your water goes, you don't have business and you don't have people.
You don't have land.
You don't have land.
Well, in response to that, Bruce, I mean, I realize you think that we do absolutely nothing as
I
commissioners.
think,
But I will,
I'd like
but
to
I
see a
will
little
tell
bit
you,
more.
I will tell you that today at 1 o'clock, I'll be in Harrisburg trying to testify and fight for Penn State Extension and for all the 4-H kids at a hearing down there today. Next week, I'll be down there to try and fight again for the minimum royalties bill and getting something done in Harrisburg again for the people. And at the same time, I've talked several times to the agencies, and I've been to DEP, about making sure that we're making sure that people are in compliance and doing the things they're supposed to be doing. So again.
Okay, well, you know, if I didn't ask that question, would you have told us? That we don't know this part of it till it just comes out.
Well,
So,
there you go.
but why aren't all 3 commissioners down there going, look, we're tired of our county being on the short end of the stick?
Well, because there's 3 commissioners, and there's only so much that each commissioner can do in a day's time. You know, we can't all be involved in every aspect of the county business. There's just not enough time to do that. That's why there's 3 people. So each can do focus on different things. And one of the things I focus on right now is, of course, the minimum royalties, working with that, working with DEP. I mean, I'm trying to stop DEP right now from draining all the fresh water out of the lakes. Because as much as you're talking
It's
about,
one of those consequences.
as much as you're talking about, you know, what are we doing about fresh water? Well, you got another one targeted right now over in Wayne County, a nice big pond where the owner said, listen, I can't get anybody to come in with me. They want $200,000 to fix the dam. I'm not going to pay it. So I'm going to drain the pond and we're going to develop all the dry land. So this big push now by DEP to take and have these bonds on the dam, and every month it seems another dam comes on the list of ones that DEP says now has to be looked at. And they go out and inspect them and say, oh, there's something wrong with the dam. Now it's a $7,000 bill to get a permit from DEP to fix your dam. Of course, that also, to follow suit on that, is that you've already had your engineer out there and inspected the dam that said everything's okay. But now DEP comes in later and says, yeah, but we understand that's okay, but we don't like the spillway, we'd like to have this now, so you need a permit from us so you can, you know, redo your
So
dam.
everybody's getting on the gravy train.
Everybody's on the gravy train.
They all have the 30 pieces of silver.
Right, so the bottom line is we don't want to raise taxes in the state. But yet we raise a lot of taxes in the state because all we do is come out with all these new regulations or regulations that were on the book, and we say, now we're gonna charge you a fee to do this. So it's $1,500 a year to have your dam, to register it with DEP. Then it's $7,000 if you need a permit for that year to fix it. Plus you gotta pay for your inspections. So now some of the lakes that are on there and some of the dams that are on there, people have got their stuff in place. You've got to bond the dam. And bonding the dam doesn't mean you're insuring it to protect the people down water from you. The bond is only just to have enough money to take the dam out if DEP says you got to take it out. That's what the bond is for. It's not to protect anybody or help anybody, it's just to take the dam out. So we've got that whole revenue stream. We did this with the stone quarries. The stone quarries right now, the fees DEP charges them for permits, just the permits, is totally ridiculous. And people wonder why, you know, Bluestone Manufacturing and these guys, the producers, some of them are struggling, going out of business. These fees these people are getting charged are ridiculous. Now the things they should be doing, you know, the air quality testing, making sure we're okay, you know, those are things they need to step up and do a better job at, because those are the things they're not doing. Now PennDOT does air quality testing, and their air quality testing has said in this county, the air quality is average or above in this county. Therefore, we're not eligible for grants, to receive grants to put in CNG filling stations and convert people from gasoline engines and diesel engines to natural gas. So DEP is already saying that our air quality here now.
So when it gets really, really, really bad, we'll get some more money.
Listen, I mean, you just got to watch the news. Look at Flint, Michigan. What do you want me to tell you?
Well,
You know,
the horses are all out of the barn, and the people making them, you know, everybody jumped on board. I'm getting my money, and they didn't look down the road. And
right.
it's
But all
getting
these
worse.
decisions, Bruce, have come from the federal government and the state government, and we're trying to deal with them. And that's the problem. We don't get to influence the decisions. They made the decisions. When they wrote House Bill 16, I think it was 1650, or the Act 13 bill, they didn't come to us and say, hey, what should be in this bill? How should we word this bill to take and do this? They all sat down there themselves, wrote the bill, half of them didn't even read it, and they passed this stuff. Didn't do anything to protect the property owners, didn't do anything. I mean, the bill was written so that the counties had no choice. Real simple. If the county decides it doesn't want to be in it, that's okay. But if a third, or I think it was a third or 2/3 of the municipalities and townships decided they want to be in it, then everybody's in it. Listen, you wrote a bill that, you know, locked everybody out. And then you wrote a bill that said, you can't control the gas industry, only the state can control the gas industry. Well, now they've gotten jammed up on that. Now local municipalities now have the right to pass zoning and do things to control the gas industries. But it's got to be the local municipalities that want to do the zoning to do it. And they can control it. So the people that are living in an area, if they're not happy what's going in that area, they need to get with their township supervisors, look at the zoning to stop these programs from going on.
They don't look at the check.
Oh,
You were talking about new gas wells, well, there's one going up on the hill beyond me. When I'm in the circle, I found out, I had to make out the paperwork. And that says 1916 or 1917.
right.
But they're, depends on what gas does, they're planning on drilling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else? And a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.